It's Friday, May 23rd, and it's time for your weekly recap. Today's episode's all about beginner magic. Now, if you've been doing magic a long time, I encourage you to still keep watching the video and chime in with your comments down below because that's really going to help the beginners, as well as you might learn something new. Anytime I pick up an old book or something that has beginner magic in it, usually I learn something, and I've been doing magic for 20 years, so it's good to go back to the basics. And I want to say thank you to everybody who wrote comments in the previous one giving advice on tricks and things for the beginners. It's cool to see you guys come together and help each other out. So with that being said, let's get right into your questions. Brendan asks, how do you ask a company, example daycare library, if you can do magic for them, and what do you think is a good show time to make sure that audience is not getting bored? Big smiley face. For me, especially if I'm performing for kids, I like to keep my show at a half hour. I think that is a really good time to sort of shoot for. In terms of asking organizations if you can do magic at their events, I say just go for it. Just be ready with all the answers to the questions of how much do you charge, what kind of magic do you do, can you show me an example, what shows have you done in the past. Have those kinds of answers ready, and you're gonna learn what questions they're asking as you approach these organizations. The worst thing that can happen is they say no thank you. That's not so bad. They might say no, but they might say yes. Ryan is awesome, 12345. Hey Chris, I love your videos. I have those days where I just sit down and watch them all day, but I have a question for beginners magic. When I perform, a lot of people always ask if they can look at the prop, but the prop is not examinable. In these cases, what do I do? P.S. What are some good beginner magic tricks? There are two ways that I approach this problem. One is to learn some magic that uses props that are fully examinable. Learn some tricks with some rubber bands. Learn some tricks with regular playing cards. Royal Road to Card Magic is a great book if you don't already have it. Study that and learn some of the tricks that are in it, because at the end you can just go, here you go, and hand them the deck of cards. They can look at it, they can shuffle it, and it's a regular deck of cards. Another thing that I like to do is if I have a prop that's not examinable, I figure out a way within the routine to ditch it and switch it out for something else, or I have another trick ready to go in the back of my mind, a good go-to trick that I know is examinable at the end. So if they ask to see the prop that I'm using, I go, hold on, I got something else that's even cooler. I'll show them that, and then I'll let them examine the thing that they just saw. One of my favorite beginner magic tricks that is examinable is Crystal Cleaver. It is super easy to do, it fools everybody, and all the props are examinable at the end. Okay, today we are talking about the chocolate coin by Sans Minds. This is a very interesting take on the coin bite trick, because with the coin bite trick, the magic happens because you're able to bite through a coin and then restore it. With this, the magic is shifted. The fact that you can bite the chocolate coin isn't that amazing, but what is amazing is that you've taken a borrowed coin that's been examined and you peel off like a foil wrapper and there's a chocolate coin inside. Then you take a bite, then you fully restore the coin back into its full chocolate coin and then back into its full metal coin and hand it out again. I really like this. I feel like it takes the coin bite to a completely different visual level, and it evokes some sort of emotion from the audience. I ate those gold chocolate coins when I was a kid, and I'm sure most people have, so when they see that happen with their coin, it brings back memories, and it's very tangible. I mean, you can taste chocolate in your mouth when someone starts talking about chocolate. You know what that feels like, what that tastes like. So I like it for that aspect of it. I think it adds an element to the coin bite. It comes with the gimmick, comes with spares. It's very complete, very brief but well produced DVD, and I like this. I think this is a really, really cool moment that you can have with your spectators. This is the chocolate coin by Sans Minds. David Schwartz, what are some of the best beginner tricks that have big visual impact in your spectators? Reactions like, what? Did that just happen? Thanks. I think one of the most visual and easy magic tricks to do is a floating match on card. If you just do the standard one, there's no practice, it's easy to do, you just float the card and you're done. The version that we carry also allows you the opportunity to do the borrowed fingering over the match as it's floating. That takes a little bit more practice, but I think it's totally worth it, and it's nice to have two different versions available to you for the price of one. Ethan, how do you get over the scariness of performing in a public place for people like in a mall or restaurants? Thanks, Chris. A lot of that is practice. Confidence takes practice. And once you start talking to people and interacting with people, you'll realize that it's not as scary as it is in your head. So once you actually start talking to people, you realize that people are nice. There are a few people that aren't nice, and you kind of get over that. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is they might hurt your feelings a little bit, but if you bounce back and do some more magic for people, there's nothing really to be scared of. It's just people. It's people that are watching magic and having a good time, hopefully. I do talk about in a previous weekly recap about stage fright and how to manage that, and ways of kind of getting your energy up to go up in front of people, and so I'll put the link to that right down below here. Stephanie asked, do you like gimmick cards? I do like gimmick cards. I like to sneak them into routines that I'm doing with a regular deck though. So tricks like the shark and redemption, which are tricks that I've developed, are meant to go in with other routines so that I can sneak them into a deck and sneak them out of a deck without people noticing that I've done that. Tyler Lunsford Magic, hey Chris, when you invent magic, how do you come up with the idea for the trick? Like, do you come up with the trick then figure out how it's gonna work, or do you think of the gimmick and what you can do with it? Thanks so much, smiley face. I do both, and I really feel like if you're inventing magic tricks, you wanna keep an open mind and open eyes. So if you see something that's cool, figure out how to work with that, and sometimes you'll start working with a gimmick or an idea or a concept, and it takes you on a different road, and you can plow through and keep trying to do the thing that you initially wanted to do, or you can take that road and come up with new stuff. That's how the shark was invented. The shark was a gimmick that I had a routine for, and I was plowing through it, and I decided that that wasn't right. There was way more stuff that I could do with it, so that I changed course and I completely reshot the DVD for that trick. Steven's Magic, hey Chris, I'm a beginner magician and I have some cool tricks, but the problem is every time I start to perform tricks, my hands start to shake and words don't come out of my mouth. What should I do? This is kind of a tough one to answer because everybody's different. Everybody responds to being in front of people and performing something new in front of people differently. I think that experience is really important. You want to just be putting yourself in front of people constantly. Just constantly go up to people and do magic. There are some exercises and things that you can eat or not eat that will help with the handshaking. I'm hereditary, my hands shake. So I kind of have to deal with that. I try and not drink as much caffeine on days when I know I'm going to be performing, and I try and drink a lot of water. There are a lot of exercises in theater that'll help you open up and be able to talk a little bit better. One that I learned from John Cleese when I used to take workshop classes with him was he said that he would, before going on stage, pull down on his bottom jaw like that and go ah. So it's like this, ah, and he says that helps. And I feel like it's easier to talk right now, so maybe that'll help you. Go ahead and do that. Dale the Pretty Good says, hey Chris, I'm not a beginner, but I have a beginner question. What is commercial magic? I keep hearing this term and I don't know what people mean by it. Commercial magic means that it's magic that a professional magician would use. It's magic that fits into shows that people really enjoy, that's easy to reset, it's easy to perform. Miles from Facebook, hi Chris, I have been doing magic for quite a while, but I have a question about a beginner effect. I plan on either buying or making a version of the circle square. My question is, can this effect be used to vanish items as well as produce them? Thanks, hope to hear from you, smiley face. It can be used in either direction. I feel like it's stronger being used as a production apparatus because people aren't quite sure what they're looking for, and if they're looking for something hidden in it, they might kind of work things out. It's still a good illusion, it still looks great, but I feel like it's stronger as a production item. So this weekend is Memorial Day here in the US. Yes, all right, good, great, thank you. You can sit down, too much. Which means we are having a Memorial Day sale. What we've done is we've taken all of our favorite magic, put it into the favorites sections on Magic Geek. There's a different favorites section for each category that we have, close-up, card tricks, money, etc. And we've put everything on sale. Everything in that category of Magic Geek favorites is on sale. So there is a lot of really great magic on sale at Magic Geek right now. Go pick out your favorite stuff, but hurry because This sale is going to end on Memorial Day at 11:59 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time on Monday, May 26th. So go check it out right now, pick out your favorite magic, and enjoy the sale. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. I want to thank you very much for watching the weekly recap. Thank you for your questions and comments. That's what makes this show what it is. Be sure to subscribe to Magic Geek Inc. and check out the other videos that are playing on the side there. Also, I need questions for next week. Next week, I want to talk about reading minds. So if you have questions on mind reading, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below, and we will talk about that in the next weekly recap. I'll see you next week.